Hi.
How you guys doing?
How's it going?
Woo!
Welcome.
Weird, really. Hi, I'm Mike. I'm Mike. Going to be.
How's it going? Nice to see you, Mike.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Mike.
Nice to meet you. Thank you so much for coming. Can everybody hear me if I just shout? I don't want to crowd everybody, so please let me know if you can't hear me. I'm going to introduce our guests, even though they don't need any introduction. Our panelists helped make Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles into the film phenomenon it remains today. They literally inhabited the shells of our heroes. Please welcome the incredible Leif Tilden as Donatello, Michelan Sisti as Michelangelo, and Josh Pais as Raphael.
Woo!
So I'd like to ask a few questions of our guests, and then I'd like to turn it over to the fans because I know you guys.
And then I have a question for you guys, but
Yeah.
we'll wait.
Me
for
too.
that.
I got a question.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
I don't.
Do his homework. All right.
Will.
So my question is: each turtle had personality. How did you bring your turtle's vibe to life inside that suit, especially without seeing your own face?
I'll jump in. I grew up in an area that was called Alphabet City in New York City. It was the most dangerous, vibrant, and creative neighborhood. And people would walk through the streets trying to be big as like a survival method. And so when I got Raphael, I thought he might do that as well. And then I also thought, turtles are always going like this to move ahead, and so I kind of combined it all, and then that's how I found, the physicality of Raphael, and kind of somewhat had a bit of angst and trying to find his way in the world, and that's how that physicality came to be for me.
Sounds good.
What about you, Leif?
The part of your question is about without your face, you know what I mean? And that's a very interesting question or concept because it becomes, because you're servicing the turtle. It's not about you, it's not narcissistic. It's you're trying to bring this character to life. So it's sort of freeing in a way that, it's not about me, it's not about my face, it's about this hero, and trying to be one of the parts of, bringing him alive. And in terms of filling the suit, I used to, when I heard I was doing it, I started thinking about other characters and started watching this guy Kevin Peter Hall, who played, I don't know if you guys know who he is. He was the original Predator with Arnold Schwarzenegger, and he was also Harry and the Hendersons. And he was the 7'2", beautiful, wonderful, black guy, and I just watch him work, and he's just amazing, and I just, the way he filled out the costume, and with Predator especially, Harry and the Hendersons is really goofy and stuff like that. But with Predator, he just would hardly move sometimes. He would just stand there. And I just thought, you could see him breathe. And I just thought there was something simple about that, something, you're just filling it, becoming the character's bones, Anyway, I'll shut up.
In order to get I'll just stand here because the microphone is so far away. In order to get my performance out, I use hydraulics and mirrors. But what I found was that in that suit, you could assume the character very easily because it was so horrible in the suit. You knew what it was like to live in an actual sewer.
I want to ask a question, Mike. So, what was your process with putting Michelangelo together? What did you have any thoughts about that when you were creating him?
Well, because he had a lot of comic elements to his character. I had a few comic elements. I was a bit of a ham growing up. I used to put on shows in the backyard for my friends and enlist them in things that they probably shouldn't do. But that's where I came from, and that's how I got my comedy into him and his comedy into me.
And I gotta say, like, you know, Misha, I just wanna say this in front of everyone, like, I just saw it on the big screen. And for both of you, I was like watching, because I've known you guys for like 35 years and both of you are so wonderful in those characters for completely, like, different reasons. But I just had to say, like, you know, like the first time I kind of like watched you for like through the, and your energy, I mean, isn't it right? Like Michelangelo's energy was insane. I just can't believe like you had that amount of energy being in those suits. I don't know how you did it, because you were just like hyped.
I had the best drugs.
You had the best drugs. All right, that's it.
You guys mentioned the suits right away. They're famously grueling. If anybody's researched them. What was how did you get over that? Were there any tricks that you took to cool yourself down, or like how did you get through those? That must have been almost impossible getting through those days.
You said, how did we get over that?
Yeah, how'd you get through it?
I never got over it. I think everybody would agree, of the four turtles, that I probably had the hardest time. However, I was able, while we were filming, to use the agony of being in the suit, the agony of feeling like your blood is boiling, the agony of a 70-pound costume. When the camera was rolling, like none of that was an issue. And it helped me to bring the angst of Raphael, just channel, you know, using what I was experiencing. I just felt like that was so in alignment with what he was going through. Oh, we have 3 mics.
Oh, sorry. I need both.
Oh.
And that's what it was like. So it's funny, you know, how did you handle that? Well, once, in the, you know, the campfire scene.
Oh boy.
Oh boy, and I know there are children in the audience, but this is the real world. Okay, it ain't gotta be truth. People get high. People smoke marijuana, right? And I pulled out a blunt. I pulled out a joint. And did you partake in that joint?
No, but I wish I had.
But you did. And,
Quite possibly.
yeah. So we were kind of stoned throughout that whole, you know, and it was like we've been through so much, and that campfire scene was like towards the end, and we were just like, I have to experience this. I have to lose my mind, and just kind of, and it was a very spiritual scene, and so, you know, it was just, it was like a relief. For me, it was just something I needed to sort of escape the torture for a little bit. Anyway, all right.
Well, I didn't partake, so I had a totally different experience. But no, the 2 most favorite scenes for me were the campfire scene because of the emotions involved there of the 4 brothers with Splinter, and the other one was the first one that we did, which was the very first scene in the movie that we shot in the sewer waiting for the pizza to arrive. And we worked on that one because we had the time, the luxury of the time before shooting started. So we
did that scene a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so by the time we got to it, we were already in this, well, literally and figuratively in the skins, and it was very special because of that.
Yeah,
And do you guys know who the pizza delivery guy was? Who? Yeah. So good.
He's the one that delivers the pizza.
That's right, I'm in the car.
That's
Yep.
right.
And he was afoot in the first film.
And there's a very quick thing where what was the name of the guy? A Shredder's like right-hand guy.
Katsu.
Katsu. He like is pissed off. One time Shredder gets mad at Katsu. I don't know why, because Splinter escaped.
He's disappointed in
He's
you.
disappointed in him. Well, he enters frame and grabs my head and like throws me out. You know,
That was him.
When you watch it, you'll see. Anyway,
And he
very
was
brief.
And you were a foot in the second movie too.
And then I was a foot in the second movie too. Yeah.
So why am I sitting next to you?
What are you talking about? Whatever. Did you guys see the movie in the re-release? Did anyone see it in the theaters? That was kind of special, right?
It was good to see it on the big screen again, wasn't it?
Yeah. But my wife had never seen it. And so we met after. But so it was great to show it to her on the big screen. It was fun. She loved it. You know. Thank God.
Was there ever a favorite physical fight or gag that you can recall from the movies that you thought just kind of sticks out in your mind as one of your favorites?
I mean, for me, the Casey Jones, that whole sequence, I mean, it was not me who was spinning in the air and landing in the garbage can. That was a stunt guy who broke his nose.
Yeah.
But doing that whole sequence, and, you know, we did some of the, you know, struggling, me and Casey Jones, Elias. That was, for me, that was a really fun physical scene. And we also got to shoot in Central Park. We actually shot that in Central Park, so that was really cool.
How long did that scene take to film?
A day.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Or it was a night, so it was a long night. I think it was a full night shoot.
Misha?
Okay. All right. Leading up to one of my favorite lines, I love being a turtle. He swings the axe at my head and I pull my head into the shell. I actually got to puppeteer my own head.
Oh, I didn't even know
Yeah,
that.
because there was no way I could get my head into the shell. So they set it up with the shell, and I had my hand up in the head. It was the stunt head, not the animatronic, because they wouldn't let me use that. And at the appropriate time, I just yanked it down, and then I went, "Ooh!" I started my puppeteering career, right?
My favorite sequence had nothing to do with me. It was with Splinter and Raphael in the sewer. You know, with the snorkel camera. It's like really dark, and he's confronting Raphael, and Raphael feels bad, and like, you know, he puts his hand on, you know, my son, right?
Yeah.
I thought that was amazing sequence. You're incredible. You know?
Really? What do you mean? Tell me more.
You're doing this as a career.
Yeah, that was a tricky shot in that scene with the camera moving all around us. It was a very particular kind of camera, and there were times where, you know, because we could barely see each other, where we would walk into each other.
Yeah.
In that scene, I would walk into the camera, and we kind of had to develop a sixth sense in a way, because we didn't have a lot of visual dynamics, but particularly as it went on, we developed more of a kinetic awareness of each other and could do scenes without even seeing each other, just having a spatial awareness of where we were. That was pretty cool to develop.
Yeah.
It really was a kind of turtle force.
It was, yeah, no kidding. I mean, it was like that, you know.
Was there ever a scene where you're like, how did I pull that off? One that like you found particularly challenging, that like later on you asked yourself, how
For
did
me,
I
it was the first scene in the sewer.
I'm just going to say, pick a day. They were all challenging.
I
Yeah,
mean,
but
like
that
the very
first
first.
day,
Yeah,
yeah.
go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
Jesus Christ.
So on that first day, no, go ahead.
Okay. No.
No, I'm not talking.
Listen, bro. So with the very first thing that I did with Misha, it was waiting for the pizza in the sewer system, and it was so nerve-wracking. It was my first movie. I've never done this kind of work before. You know, you're working with your puppeteer. I'm working with his puppeteer. The four of us are talking to each other with these like mics in our head. And it was a very subtle scene, you know, we're just sitting there, you know, he's skateboarding, the kid's skateboarding, sits down, and then it's my job, you know, and they had like this professional skateboarder that they brought in. And then, because it's all just like this subtle head movement, and with the puppeteer who's doing the eyes, you really had, it was very subtle, but you had to really, you know, slow everything down so you're all together. And Jim Henson was watching, and you know, so it was like really nerve-wracking. You know, it was just kind of like, oh God, I gotta get this right. I gotta, you know. So that was the most challenging. I don't know if I answered the question, but there you go.
Oh, yeah, I was gonna say, my first day, and I think the first day that we all worked together, was walking through the sewer into the turtle lair, and was it, how many takes? I don't know.
36.
It was 36?
36 days.
Like, literally, there was water in the ground, and we discovered that everything was slippery, and just the act of walking in the heat, and this was my first day, and as I said, the first day we were all together. We had to turn a corner, we were banging into each other, and the producers, you know, they were like, is this gonna work? I mean, it took, I think it took practically 10 hours or something just to walk down, you know, I go, damn, we enter. Just that was, I was like, how are we gonna make this movie? It was intense. And then we got better and better and learned how to move in the suits, learned how to deal with slippery ground and deal with the heat.
You mentioned it was like, how are we going to do this? Did you have any inclination that the movie would be so big? I mean, you had the comic book was popular, the toys, the cartoon, all of that was popular, but that didn't necessarily mean the movie was going to be a big hit. Did you have any inclination?
I mean, it's 35 years later and we're all sitting in this room together, and that's pretty wild.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think anybody had any idea, but I did when I saw at the premiere, and I was like, this is something. But I had no idea it would be this.
Yeah, I mean, I lived in Chinatown in New York, and I lived over like an underground comic book store. And I was like really into comics. My mother died when I was 7, and my dad used to bring me my lunch to school and a comic book. And this is like early 70s. And so I started collecting comic books like very early, and so when I got it, you know, I was like, Dad, guess what? I'm gonna be a superhero now. And he's like, yeah, all right, kid. You know, he's always, you know, urging a sad kid on all the time, you know. I don't know, I lost my train of thought. So I started thinking about my dad. Yeah, really good, but I'm good. Yes.
Well, okay, no, I had no idea it was going to be as big as it turned out to be, and to be part of our lives for 35 years. But the first inkling of that all came to me at the premiere that we went to when I first saw youngsters under the age of 7 dressed as turtles. And I went, oh, okay, this has more legs than I even imagined it could possibly have. So that's when I got a little bit of an idea.
So, okay, so I remember what happened. So I lived over this underground comic book, and so I was always going in there, and I discovered the turtles. It was like black and white. You know, the only thing red was like everybody had a red bandana and blood splatter. So it was a black and white comic, and they were vicious, and I'm like, I was like, this is gonna be dark. You know, like I had no idea. I didn't have any awareness of like the cartoon, and I was like, this is gonna be okay. This is gonna be dark. It's gonna be like a horror film, like Chucky Ninja, and you know. But I had no idea. But then when we were filming it, people were like, oh, there's this cartoon, and you would, you know, and you go into, you know, the store and you'd see they're selling Ninja Turtle bed sheets, and I'd just be like, oh, this is gonna be big. You know, this is a commercial thing. And we had that moment with that kid on the beach, and there was his mom.
Oh yeah, yeah. Leif and I were on the beach. I don't know where we were, Long Island maybe. And I guess the movie had just come out, and this kid was running around with a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle towel. And we said, hey, you know, we were the Ninja Turtles. I was Raphael, you know, and
he freaked out.
he like looked at us. His face crumbled, and then he ran in tears to his mother. And I just felt like we were going to get kicked off the beach.
Never again.
Yeah.
You can always download.
Well, I have many more questions, but if there's anybody in the crowd that has a question they've been dying to ask, I think I saw you first.
Yeah, so I know that, Mr. Pais, you actually were the voice of Raphael as well as being in the suit.
Yeah.
Did that make your performance any different, or did you kind of record the lines afterwards?
I did the lines while we were filming, but because of, you know, being inside the head, the sound quality was not usable. But I then went to Los Angeles and did, and I think it took two and a half days, recorded while I'm, you know, it's called looping, while I'm watching the footage, and then I'm saying the lines. And I pretty much had the performance, it's very close to what I was saying when I had the head on, and then kind of brought that, you know, when I did the looping later.
Great question. You, sir.
Hi. So, this is actually interesting. First off, awesome. Like, when I was a kid, me and my brother would watch the movies all the time. We watch that movie all the time.
Thank you.
Eat Oreos, sleeves until we get sick and watch again. And I loved it. I loved it. Do you pronounce it Leif or Leif?
Leif. Yeah. I mean, I was Leif when I was like in trouble.
I was Leif when I was in trouble. My name's Leif too.
Oh, now you're
I'm
awesome.
the only other Leif in my entire life I've ever met.
That's amazing. I feel so sorry for you. I'm just kidding. You know what I'm talking about. Leave me alone. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet you as
That's
well.
awesome, man. Cool.
This young man, did you have a question in the back there?
Do you guys have any like cameos and any
Yeah, we all got cameos.
Yeah.
Which was great. Steve Barron did it for us, and then Michael Press did it for us, for Leif and I, in the second movie. Josh, of course, was with them famously in the taxi cab, watching himself roll over to the front of the car. And I delivered pizza to myself and stiffed myself on the tip.
And I was just tossed off out of camera. Quickly, yeah. It was very brief.
Yeah.
You
And
blinked
then-
and you missed me.
And again, in the second movie, we got cameos as well. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
in like the
Wait, did they put you in a camera?
No.
Oh, in
Oh.
those. No, but they should have, don't you think?
No. Yeah, right?
Right.
No. What do you guys think? What do you think of the CGI version of Ninja Turtles? You like it? Just different, right?
every series, like even the new animated one,
Uh-huh.
it's like a
That Seth Rogen did. That was kind of fun,
Yeah,
right?
I like that one.
Ninja Turtles are Ninja Turtles. You know?
Over here, there's some.
Yeah.
how did you guys feel when you guys when you guys found out you guys were going to become turtles?
Very, very happy. Extremely happy.
Yeah. It was emotional for me, you know, because I collected comic books and always wanted to make my dad proud, you know. So.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't quite know what I was getting into, but I like getting into situations where I don't know what they are exactly, so it was very exciting.
That's very true. The challenge of this was the most appealing thing about it for me.
Yeah, over here?
Way in the back.
Oh, wait a minute, go ahead, sorry.
The scene where you're chasing, where Raphael's chasing after Casey Jones, and then he gets away and you yell, "Damn!" really loud. Did you find it difficult to record that line?
No.
He swears like a sailor.
I loved it. Because it was such a release. No, I loved it. And maybe I'll do it later for you.
Yes, please.
Ma'am, right there.
Did any of you have martial art experience prior to the movie?
I had done some Taekwondo and something called Wash and Rue, but then, when we were all cast, we did martial arts training. The three of us did martial arts training together for about 3 or 4 months.
Yeah.
What was that guy's name?
We had a, Bill, we had a sensei in New York, and we went in twice a week, once together each week, and then
That's
one
right.
day a week for specialty training in our weapons.
That's right.
So
In the East Village of New York City.
So you're learning a brand new skill. Now do it in this really heavy suit.
Yeah.
That's amazing that you're able to pull it off, and it looks great.
When we,
Yeah, but we had a lot of help. We had some stunt guys, you know.
when we started out, they sent me a little box and said, "These are your practice chucks." And I took them out, and they were made of wood. And I beat the heck out of myself for 2 weeks, had welts everywhere, and then another box shows up and says, "These are your practice chucks." And they were made of foam rubber. Thank you.
Funny.
I would like to ask a question to each of you. Is there a certain trait from your character that you actually share in real life? And is there a trait that you wouldn't? So, or which one do you identify with more personally?
We're getting into the emotional depths now.
Why did you ask that question? Okay? I don't know if I like that question because I don't represent, there's nothing in that character that's like me, okay? Nothing. So I don't even know why you asked.
Come on, Brad.
I think you have your answer.
Josh.
He's your biggest fan, and I see traits of Raphael in him. I'm like,
I'm so sorry.
It's funny because he relates to it, and he's your biggest fan. Like,
Oh, that's
Raphael
awesome.
From the Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, I mean, that's my answer.
I mean, I love these guys, and I grew to love them, and we've known each other for a long time, and we remained close, and I think that it became it became like a personality trait, I think I learned something about myself by doing that character. I learned something about, these guys.
I had the easiest job emotionally of the whole bunch because I got to be me, a stupid asshole.
So not true.
So, I mean, Steve basically said, "Just be yourself," to me, and that's pretty much what I was. So yeah, there's a close connection.
That's interesting because Steve Barron, the director, said that to me too.
Yeah, he said it to me too.
Yeah, he was like,
That's why he cast us.
Young
We
man
did.
been waiting patiently there.
Who's each of your favorite turtle?
Well,
Leonardo. Because he's not here. Oh, I'm sorry. Don't mean to bring the room down, believe me.
I think our favorite turtles are the ones that we played.
yeah. I mean, I kind of relate to Raphael a little bit. You know what I mean?
can-
I was just watching. I took my wife to see that on the big screen, and I was watching. I was like, I think I did that a couple of times in my life. I think I took off and said F off to everybody.
Yeah. It's interesting because a lot of people, maybe some of you guys, I don't know, have come up to me and said, growing up that you had a lot of angst, which is just totally normal and natural,
Yeah.
and that somehow Raphael's angst made it easier, or was like, oh, I feel that too.
Gave permission.
Gave permission to own what you're feeling.
Which is important.
Yeah.
Very
Right?
important.
Like your feelings are your feelings.
Always.
They're your truth. And for some reason, that's like a hard gauntlet for kids to understand that, like, your feelings are your feelings, and it's powerful,
And the wonderful thing about the brothers is that the elements that define them individually are found in everybody. And each one of them have all the same qualities as well. It's just
Yeah.
that one is pointed out more for the individual characters, but it's a universal theme, brotherhood and what we were as emotional
Yeah,
beings.
vulnerability, You know, I mean, it's so dated, like this movie, like in 1989, 1990. It's so innocent. We were watching it on this. I was like, my God, it's so innocent. Like, they're these brothers. They're so vulnerable with each other. You know, like, you know, and I think that's a beautiful thing. You know, that shouldn't get lost as you build who you are into adulthood. You know.
Yeah.
So listen to me, kids.
The doctor is.
Can I just ask you guys something? Have you ever noticed that there's like in your head there's like a chatter going on, and like it's often like, I'm not good enough, I should have done this, you know, or why are they doing so much better, or blah blah blah. And so I wrote this book about how to step out of listening to all that chatter, and I just want to show you guys. It's coming out September 30th. It's called Lose Your Mind, The Path to Creative Invincibility. And a lot of it is about increasing your tolerance for living in a human body, which means we're going to feel a lot. And instead of trying to manage what you're feeling, if you can expand your tolerance for all of you, then this gets really quiet and life becomes really exciting. And so I wrote this for you guys. It's Lose Your Mind, Path to Creative Invincibility. We also have it at our booth, like the very first edition. It doesn't even come out till September 30th. But check it out. I really think you'll groove on it.
Yeah. And I just want to say, you know, John, I haven't read it yet because he won't let me. But, I'm just kidding. But this is like, it's seriously like a super loving dude who cares about people. And he's a teacher, he's a wonderful teacher. And I just think, I can't wait to read it because I know I'm going to learn something about myself. Just want to say that.
Yeah, thanks.
I'm not just doing a pitch for you.
Yeah.
However, I am. So we'll start at the beginning.
This young man's been very patient.
Question.
What was the longest scene to film?
Longest scene of film. I think that's that opening sequence, the sewer, maybe. It took forever.
Yeah.
We were doing that like all day. The opening sequence, and they come around and it ramps up and you know, like we did that.
And also the rooftop, didn't that take a long time?
Oh, the
Yeah.
rooftop took
Yeah.
a long time.
And
Yeah.
I have a recollection that the farmhouse scene, like in the bathtub, that took quite a while.
Oh, that
too.
was a thing. Yeah.
The basic thing is everything took longer than the
Yeah. And also, we would be, you know, because the technology was so new that we would be, you know, in the middle of a scene, and then all of a sudden, like, our faces weren't working properly, and then we'd have to stop everything, and we had computers in our shells, and they would have to kind of take everything apart, fix what was going on. And so that could happen in any scene. And then there were times where we would get so hot that one of us would scream, often me, but these guys too.
I screamed.
Would scream like, "Take the head off! Take the head off!" And typically, if one of us did it, it would just create, you know, a chemical reaction. We'd be like, "Take the head," and because the heads were glued on, so it wasn't as simple. It was like, it was time consuming, but sometimes you just had to get out of it and get some air.
Just to clarify, the head wasn't glued on our head. The skin was glued
Yes,
together.
that's that.
I threw up in the head once. Yeah. And I played Robbie in Dinosaurs. And that happened in Robbie too. So I kind of developed like a reputation for leaving my lunch inside. Did a hand go up
There's
over
some
here?
over here too.
Oh, sorry.
I'm in a
This woman
position
has
to
been waiting
like
for a
this.
little bit.
Go ahead.
It's unfortunate that we don't have David Foreman here with you guys to have the complete gang, but is there any stories, good or bad, that you had with him while working? That's the question for each
Well, Dave was our icon.
Yeah.
He had been doing the suit work with the Jim Henson Company for quite a while before we got involved. One of his best things is a polar bear, if you get a chance to see. It was an ad, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah, there's
car,
an ad. There's
car
an ad.
advertisement.
Car advertising. He did a polar bear, just brilliant. But yeah, we picked his brain as much as possible because he had had the experience of the suits beforehand.
And it kind of represented, you know, in a way, he's the leader, and so he did lead in a way because he was so experienced and always, he never got fired up. He was always super
Maintain his
steady,
yeah.
and so, what's that?
His character.
Like his character. We all
That's
have,
right.
like, we all have elements of our character, but he was cool, calm, and collected always. He never freaked out.
But I will tell a story. So the opening sequence, we did 36 takes. It was crazy. We're slipping. They took the legs off from the knees. We were in our sneakers just to have traction, and it was like take 20 was like, I mean, it was just crazy how high. I mean, I was dying, and they wouldn't take the head off. You know, it's like we can't take, we're lose time. We got to keep the head on. And I'm just like, I'm gonna die. You know, and like I'm on all fours, and I looked like. Looking around, where's Misha? You know, like Misha's like on all fours, and I'm like, he doesn't look.
I was probably punching the tunnel.
Yeah, and then like, and I heard this thump, and I'm like, look, where? I'm like, and there's Raphael like punching the side of the sewer, like he's just pissed off. And I'm like, oh my god, he's suffering. And I go, where's David? Where's Leonardo? Right? I was like, no, I can't see him. And I finally saw him. He's like standing right behind me, and David is like this. And I'm looking up, and I'm on my knees, and I'm looking up, and I'm like, oh my god, he's a hero. He really is. He really is. And like he was just like, okay, next one. That was him. Like he was like a force.
Yeah.
You know?
Thank goodness.
I
we
think
had him.
he actually had the best drugs. I think that's what
How about, so, Leif, this question is for you.
Yeah.
I want to ask you about your experience or your thoughts. Maybe it's a story behind the memes that came out recently regarding Donatello laughing, the head tilting back.
Oh, that's so
and the
funny.
face
That's like
being
hilarious.
exposed.
Yeah. Oh my god, it's so funny. That meme is like blowing up. You guys know what he's talking about? So
Some
yeah.
don't. Explain what it is.
Yeah.
So basically, April and I are at the doorway.
When he's
and
in the bathtub.
He's in the bathtub, and at some point, like Donatello, like laughs or something.
It's a Kodak moment.
It's a Kodak moment.
Oh, yeah.
And I tilt my head up, and the puppeteer opens the mouth, and you can see my mouth. And it looks like Alien. It's like this thing is just gonna go. Yeah. And it's so embarrassing. You know? And it's really like, oh god. And like when that meme started like whizzing around the internet recently, like friends, you know, would be texting me like, oh my god, I just saw this. Is that your face? Is that your mouth? You know, like, oh my god.
Hey, that means you got 2 cameos. Wait a minute.
It's crazy. You can really see, you know, like, ah. You know, I'm probably like, I'm hot.
No, you were laughing.
I was laughing. I was laughing because I was hot. I'm hot. All right, next question.
How about the little ninja turtle in the back? That's you.
Come on, stand up. Come on, you can do it.
Yes.
Oh, is it? You can come up here. You're gonna sit with us and ask a question. Come on up here. All right. Everyone, give a hand.
Wait a minute.
Leonardo.
No, he's...
Oh, I like it.
Who are you?
All
I
right.
like the costume. What's the question?
So what's the question? What's your name? What's your name, first of all?
Bro, don't look at your father. Look at us.
My dad needs
What's that? Oh, he's.
No, what's your name though?
What's your name?
um
You,
Joe, Frank. Oh, Grayson? Grayson?
Grayson.
Okay,
Cool
good to
name.
see you. You want to
Great
come up
name.
here? You want to come up, sit up here.
Come on, Grayson.
You've got this, Grayson.
You got it,
Here,
Grayson.
and Steve, just say my name is Grayson, and here, see what happens.
My name is Grayson.
I think you can do it.
My
But-
dad told me a question.
Oh, you're asking for your dad. Wow. How do you feel about that? No. Okay.
What's the question?
What's your dad's question? Do you have a question? You forgot it?
You forgot it?
Yeah.
Make up one. What do you want to ask us?
If you could ask us anything.
Anything
If
at
you
all.
could come
There's
up on
no
stage,
rules.
if you could come up on stage and ask us anything, what would it be?
Would you laugh if Mikey said cowabunga?
Would I laugh if Mikey said, yeah, probably.
Absolutely.
Let's find out.
Oh, yeah, let's do it. Let's do it.
Cowabunga, dude!
That's a great question.
That's a great question.
And you, young fella, do you have a question?
He actually asked me this. He's like, "Can I ask this?" I'm like, "Yeah, ask him."
Yeah.
He said, "When you go through a hard, can I ask him when you go through a hard time, how do you get through it?"
Oh.
Two good questions.
Oh my God, we're going deep
That's
now.
that's a good question. I mean, I would say to recognize that everybody goes through a hard time from time to time, and that not to push my book too much, but to recognize how much of the hard time is in your head going, I'm having a hard time, like, and somehow recognizing the difference between what you're feeling in your heart and what you feel in your head, and then maybe come back to your heart, even if it feels intense and maybe it's sad or maybe it's angry, that all those sensations are good. So there's nothing wrong with feeling intense stuff. That's what I would say.
I heard a quote recently. I was crying, I was sad because I had no shoes. And then I saw a man who had no feet. So, it's all about perspective. You might be having a hard time, but someone's having a harder time, And, that's it. I mean, like, it's okay. It's gonna pass. And you can welcome the hard time. You can give the hard time a hug. You can give the hard time some love. You can maybe go dancing and bring it on the dance floor and make that hard time into something special. Because those hard times are actually gifts because we learn about ourselves. You know what I mean? What's that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to see your sword.
Whoa.
Amazing.
Wow. That is amazing.
Dude, that's a sword. It's longer than you. And I love your costume.
Yeah.
My math teacher.
Your
Okay.
mom's over there?
His mask is up.
Oh, okay, God. Hey,
I'm Leonardo.
You're Leonardo.
you're Leonardo. Well,
Representing.
representing. That's so cool. Is that mom on her knees with a? That's awesome.
The one with the blue and turtle shirt, that's my sister.
Okay.
All right. Hi, mom.
The whole family.
Mom, sister, deep questions? Oh, yes.
When there's something that's important that you got to do and you don't know how to do it, how do you accomplish it?
Well, I would say, I would say that there's something really creative and powerful to hang out in the place of not knowing. Like, let yourself not know and don't rush through that. And sometimes if you hang out with, like, I don't know, that can bring an answer quicker than going like, I've got to figure it out, That's what I would say. Okay, cool.
Okay, you're gonna figure it out. I guarantee.
This is a deep family.
Yeah,
I love it.
yeah. This family's. Are the parents psychologists or something? It's sales, same thing. Salespeople know people. You know what I'm saying?
Can we give him a round of applause?
Yeah.
Give that kid a pizza.
Do we have any questions over here?
Brave man.
All right.
What was the funniest thing that happened on set?
That we can talk about?
I'll tell you something, it might sound funny now, but it wasn't funny then, was that sometimes our faces would freeze up. And one time my face froze up, Raphael's face, in like a smile like this. And I was having a really hard time. And I think I needed to go to the bathroom, I needed some water or like some air shot on my face. And so I was going like, I need some help, guys. Guys, can you give me a hand? But because it was a smile, it was like. So that was not funny, but also very funny.
In the first week, like we were trying to figure out how they can hydrate us and give us water because we're like in this head, you know. And we each had like a lot of help. This young guy was kind of helping me out, and I don't know, second day, and he kind of looks into the mouth of the Ninja Turtle after filming for a couple of hours, and he's like, "Can I get you something?" You know, and I'm just like, you know, water would be amazing, you know. And then he comes back with like a Coca-Cola, and he's got like a straw in it, right? So it's like in this can, and like shoves a can up into the mouth, and the straw goes like right here. And I'm like trying to get the straw, you know, and I couldn't get it. And he did that all day. All day. All day. Like he would kept like bring this Coca-Cola in the straw that I couldn't get to. And then we wrapped, we cut, you know, we take this out, and I'm like, dude, come here. Bring the Coke, would you? You know, it's like, it's like, do you see how it's like still full? You know? And he's like, yeah, I was wondering why you weren't taking a sip. You know, like, dude, we have to figure this out. I wasn't even reaching the straw, so it was funny. He goes, oh, dude, I'm sorry, you know, bro. And I'm like, it's okay. Anyway.
The funniest thing for me was in the first movie, before they figured out that a small fan would do the trick much better. They had compressed air hoses off screen, and when the director would yell "cut" because we were so overheated and desperate for air, we would yell for air, and they would come in with these hoses and stick them into the mouth, and inside you're going. You couldn't even take air because it was so strong. So after a while, we just said, "Never mind, never mind."
Were you the guinea pig for the cool suits?
Yeah.
What happened with that?
I was the guinea pig turtle. Whenever they wanted to try something out, they tried it out on me. And what they took was, these are vests designed for race car drivers or astronauts that circulate. Sometimes they circulate air, sometimes they circulate liquid. In this case, it was liquid. So they set up a test for me to try it out. I put on the vest, put on the suit, and they said, do about 5 or 10 minutes of your martial arts crap, and then we'll see what happens. We'll turn it on. So I did that, and they turned it on, and immediately my whole body just cramped, and I fell over. They nearly killed me.
Yeah.
On the box, the pump box, it says in very plain letters, do not put ice in this. And they had put ice in this. So my body cord dropped 35 degrees in 1 second.
Half a second. Yeah.
Did you have to go to the hospital?
No, thank God I revived, but it was close. It was a bit close.
And that's one of the funniest stories.
I laugh every time.
Somebody who has
Yeah.
So a lot of movies have like deleted scenes and stuff like that. Do you guys have any fun deleted scenes that you wish had been part of the actual movie?
Well, we actually got to see one of the deleted scenes in the re-release. The thing that was actually going to be the end of the movie originally, in that guy's office where the four of us are hanging out behind the window.
Oh, that's right.
So that's one deleted scene. There was also, for Mikey, there was a scene when we were at the farmhouse, when April was talking about and doing the drawings of each individual turtle. There was also one of Mikey, and he was fighting his, it was a big punching, it was a big bag, and other things that I was fighting and kicking in the barn. But they thought it was a little too violent for him, so that's why that one got lost.
Any other questions? You sir, not.
I was just wondering, it sounds like you guys went into production, really didn't have a lot of this figured out. Do you think that during the filming process, did you evolve, like, did they figure out ways to get you guys taken care of towards the end?
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
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 They created these benches for us to sit in. It was almost like we were at, in church, like praying. But we would hunch over, and they created a little air-conditioned area with plastic.
I forgot that.
And then we would just go in there, and it was like no talking. We'd just be like, ah!
It was like church.
Yeah. But yeah, things got smoother as it went along. We got more accustomed to the suits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the first to the second movie, there was a whole other realm of, we could move a little better because in the first movie, like the cords that went to the computer system in our shells that fed the servos in our head and the eyes and the mouth. It was like it was like 12 cords or something.
They were bicycle brake cables.
And so you could, like, the first day, I remember like going, I can't move my neck, And so they had to really figure out how to loosen that up so we can, move, because,
What they did between the first and second movie was that they figured out how to do an electronic coupling instead of the bicycle brake cables that were mechanical, so that we could actually take the head off for the first time and set it down. Whereas in the first movie, we could take it off, but we had to hold it.
That's not true.
No, it is true.
I'm just kidding.
weren't you there?
But can I just say, like, there was a lot of pain and suffering, but we did have a lot of fun.
Yeah,
we all have, like, you can tell, like, this, like, smart ass, part of our personalities, and that kind of helped us survive, so anyway.
We would do crazy things when they had these golf carts, and as soon as we had a little break, we would just get in these golf carts and drive like maniacs throughout the studio.
In our suits.
Yeah, we would do all kinds of
things. Over here.
What about, did you guys have much opportunity to do any ad-libbing for the movie, and were any of those scenes sort of kept in?
Well, yeah, I mean, you were.
I think a little bit here and there.
We had a chance to experiment with a lot of things in rehearsal, but once it was said in rehearsal, we kind of.
But Splinter goes, "I made a funny."
Yeah, that's an ad lib.
That's an ad lib, and also he goes, "Kids." That's an ad lib by Kevin.
So the Rat got lots of leeway.
Yeah, they gave him a lot of. Yeah. They gave Kevin a lot of freedom for some reason. Maybe because he was Elmo, they wanted to tap into his genius. Next. Anybody?
We have time for a few more questions.
Did you guys steal any props from
this? Oh, I did.
No,
I did. I stole a lot of
no.
shit, yeah. I got a whole bundle of bow staffs, The special effects guys helped me steal it too. Take these. We don't want these anymore. Like,
Yeah.
I'll take them.
The prop department was very generous with us.
Very generous.
We each got a piece of our costume, which fell apart after years because it's foam latex. But I got 4 sets of my nunchucks, 2 rehearsal and 2 hero chucks, 3 of which I've given away to charity auctions. But I kept my absolute hero pair that I used all the time in the first movie, and that in the second movie, even though you couldn't see them because they were in holsters, they were with me.
Oh, that's going to go in a museum.
When I go, yes.
You're not going anywhere. You're not going anywhere, Mish.
And I got my forearms. but they didn't. They, like Misha said, they rotted after a while. Turned to powder.
Yeah.
I have my training size, but not the ones from the movie.
Damn. Well done. That was good. Well done.
Good timing. Good timing.
Good
We
timing.
have time for maybe 1 or 2 more questions at the most. One more question. Anyone? Yes, sir. No pressure.
So, 35 years later, you're here. You've done other acting careers. What do you do to occupy your time now? Besides Comic-Con?
Drugs.
Writing.
Go ahead, we gonna?
No, you go ahead.
Oh.
Well, you're first.
Okay. I'm still, working in movies and TV. I work a lot in that, and then writing, and then I teach something called Committed Impulse, which is started out as a training for actors to get them out of their head and very spontaneous. And then over the years, people from all professions have been coming to that work. And I teach in mostly New York, but sometimes LA. And yeah, so kind of between those three, writing, working in movies and TV, and teaching. Cool.
I became like an ecstatic dancer. I cry and dance as my therapy. And I do. And I make probably the best sourdough bread on the planet.
True.
I'm a baker, gluten-free too, which is, and I'm a huge pickleball player. I'm obsessed with pickleball. I coach. If you guys, anybody wants coaching, and I directed a couple of movies. One was called 1 Mile to You with Billy Crudup and Tim Roth, and it was a running movie.
Love.
And what? It's a short film, Big Love.
That film is, you should put that online. He directed this movie, Big Love. Can you put it up online?
Yeah, it's on there. It's on YouTube.
You should look it up. It's one of the most brilliant short films I've ever seen. It's really good. Crafted. It's
Plus,
beautiful.
technically, it was a landmark. Tell them about that. The camera.
Oh, yeah, it was the first digital film ever made, like post-film, like celluloid, yeah.
Wow.
So,
I continued on in the business until the pandemic. After the pandemic, and because I'm of a certain age, I decided that it was time for younger people to have the opportunities that were given to me, so that now I only answer in the positive for the Muppets.
He's done a lot of Muppet stuff.
35 years.
Yeah.
I've been blessed.
Yeah. Super talented dude, actor, Broadway singer.
Small, compact, concentrated.
Yeah, he's short. He's a hobbit, but he's cool.
Big feet.
That's a weird way to end it, but I would like to thank everyone here. You guys did an excellent job at your questions.
Yes.
Thank you for your patience. You make this very easy.
Thank you, everybody.
And I would like to thank our guests. Let's give them a round of applause.